Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and today we are going to be rebuilding the Washington Wizards. As you know, they got one of the most interesting prospects in this draft in Deni Avdija, and they have a pretty interesting roster to say the very least. You see what their squad's looking like, and of course I'm putting Deni into that starting lineup over Isaac Bonga. No doubt about that one. But they have a few other guys I really like on this team. I really am a big fan of Troy Brown Jr. in all honesty. Still extremely young to have come out of that 2017 draft class and has shown a lot of potential. Obviously, Bradley Beal is an absolute bucket. And John Wall, we're going to see how he can perform in his first year back from this big injury. So for the first year of these sims, we're always going to let it play out like normal and kind of start our rebuild picked up in the offseason and see what type of maybe moves we need to make according to how the season went. And of course, the biggest goal of this every time is to get an NBA championship for the squad. So that's what we're going to try to do. If you're new to this channel, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. Let me know down below who you want me to rebuild next, or even who you want me to do a career sim of next, boys. But let's hop into year one and see just how this actually ends up going with the Wizards. So, at the end of year one, you see Luka Doncic gets MVP, and Rookie of the Year ends up going to Melo Ball. Let's check the All-NBA teams and see if Deni actually did make it, and he does make the All-NBA first team, which is definitely a W, because obviously he was not a top 5 pick in the actual draft. And you look at the standings, and we get 21 wins, which is not what you want, boys. So, it's really going to show that this team needs some type of moves done and some rebuilding. You see pretty good season from John Wall, just about 20 points per game. Bradley Beal, 25.7. And kind of a logjam of all the younger guys, getting between that 8 and 12 point range for Deni, Rui Hachimura, and Troy Brown Jr. In the finals here, you got the Sixers versus the Mavs. It goes to a Game 7, and the Sixers actually end up taking it with Ben getting finals MVP. Hopping into the offseason, here we go. Draft lottery, we have to have a top draft pick. And we actually get the top draft pick, number 1 for that 21-win season, boys. So that's obviously huge. Let's see who we're going to take at 1. And I have a pretty good idea that we're probably going to go with Cade Cunningham here and potentially move on from John Wall, just because Cade's the type of guy that's supposed to be a franchise piece. He's one of those, like, you know, really generational type talents. So we're going to take Cade with the number 1 overall pick, and he's going to be starting off at a 79 overall already at that point guard position at only 19 years old. So of course we're going to shop around John Wall now. 88 overall, kind of on the backswing of his career now at 31 years old, coming off an injury and still making $44 million a year in his one last year on contract. So we're going to swing that and bring in a younger guy here in Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, who's obviously got a ton of potential, and just adding to this young core that we already have here. And see, maybe make another move or two. I know this team has a couple questionable contracts, and for one of them, I'm not sure if I really love the Davis Bertans contract. He's a very good player, but I don't know. We're definitely going to make that move, get Thomas Bryant out of here, and get Jerome Robinson out of here, and in doing so, we actually were able to add Sekou and a protected first-round pick, which I really like. And moving around some of these guys, kind of minutes this year, I definitely want Deni to get a lot of playing time. They're having Troy Brown Jr. start off the rip right now, which is okay with me. Cade, Bradley Beal, Troy Brown, Rui Hachimura, Mitchell Robinson, and off the bench, Drew Holiday, Sekou, Cassius Winston, and Deni Avdija. I really like that bench, and we're working with a 3.5-star system proficiency. Yet again, Luka gets another MVP season here, and our boy Cade Cunningham coming in big time, getting that Rookie of the Year for us. And we come in as the number 5 seed with 49 wins on the season. You definitely can't complain about that. 27.1 points per game for Bradley Beal, 18.5 points per game for Cade Cunningham, and everyone else just kind of getting it done. Not bad play by anyone, really. Looking at these standings, we are going to be up against the Boston Celtics here in the first round of the playoffs. Obviously a super tough team to verse with their superstar in Jason Tatum, man. And our Wizards team playing them very strong, as we actually do end up winning in 6 here, boys. Defeating them 4-2, 33-point performance from Bradley Beal. Next up after him was Deni scoring-wise, holding Jason Tatum to only 19 points in that game. up against the Charlotte Hornets here in the second round. That they have LaMelo Ball, who's already up to an 87 overall, boys. So this is going to be a tough matchup, but let's see what we can do here. And as you can see, it's going to be back and forth early on as it's all tied up at 2. They get up a game on us, and they end up bouncing us in 6. Troy Brown was the highest scorer for us, but it was not enough to get it done. Hornets versus the Lakers here in the finals. So we're going to see if this team that has Giannis and AD now can beat this Hornets team. Let's check it out. So early on, the Hornets are actually looking really good, getting up 2-0. And ultimately, they win the series in 5. LaMelo Ball must apparently be the real deal if he's taking down AD and Giannis together in LA. We'll take it, though. Looking at the player progression this year, after, I guess, the small moves we made, we didn't make all that many moves. You can kind of see what we got going on. The only real regression there is from JJ Redick and Drew Holiday, which is expected because they're starting to get a little bit older. But look at that lineup, man. I really like it. Cade, Bradley Beal, Deni Avdija, Sekou, Mitch Robinson. Off the bench, you got Troy Brown, Drew Holiday, Rui Hachimura, and Austin Rivers. I really wish we could fit Cassius Winston into the lineup, considering he is a 78 and doing really good for a second-round pick. But unfortunately, we just do not really have a spot for him at the moment, but it is what it is. Send Jaden Springer to the G League and work with our 4-star system proficiency, boys. Whoa. Yo, Luka got MVP of the regular season there, averaging 40 points a game. That's insane. But unfortunately, none of our Wizards made any of the All-NBA teams. But let's check out our standings. 50 wins, coming in as the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Not bad for a team that only had 21 wins 2 seasons ago. 24.7 points per game for Bradley Beal in the season. And Cade Cunningham snapping 21 a game, followed by Troy Brown and Deni. Rui Hachimura really not working out here, man. And it's just kind of upsetting because I was really hoping a lot more for him as far as progression in the sim, but it is what it is. Our first round matchup here up against the Orlando Magic, who are coming in as the number 6 seed, and hopefully we can rout them. And apparently it was a really easy one as we got them out of here in 4 games, so I will take that to say the very least. Looking at the scoring from that 26 from Vucevic was not enough to combat the 28 from Bradley Beal. Moving us into the second round here up against this Hornets team that did win the championship and knock us out last season, boys. But this time, a very promising situation. We cleanly sweep them 4-0. Big game there from Bradley Beal. Moving us to the Eastern Conference Finals up against the Detroit Pistons. And we find ourselves down 2-0. We're battling back. Now down 3-2, which is definitely better than being down 2-0. But we're going to hop into Simcast and see just how this one ends up playing out, and if we need to maybe check in or whatever. So as you can see, very back and forth here, and a super close game in all honesty. So we're here with 29 seconds left, tied game at the line, get up by 1. Detroit Pistons ball here, boys, 29 seconds left in the game. This could come down to an absolute nail-biter. Are we going home or are we going to Game 7? Not the highest percentage look to let Rashawn Holmes take a 3 at the top of the key for game, but we'll take it. We get fouled, back to the line, up 3 points here, 4.3 left on the clock. Of course, enough time for them to potentially make a shot here. Killian Hayes from just about half court is a brick. So we are moving to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals after an absolute nail-biter there, boys. So let's hope that we can pull out in Game 7 after all of that. Let's hop into Simcast as always and see what's good. So it's looking pretty good for us as we have about a 20-point lead, which is cut to about a 10-point lead, but we'll take it. Cade Cunningham dropping 35 in that game, really helping us clutch up in Game 7. Moving to the NBA Finals here up against Luka and the Mavs, boys. A tough matchup, but I hope we can do it, and it's not looking good as we find ourselves down 3-1 in the series. And let's see if we can maybe get another game here, but it's not looking good. It's looking real bleak as we end up getting bounced by about 10. Luka gets MVP, dropping 49, 10, and 11 in that. Bradley Beal dropping 33 and 24 from Troy Brown Jr. But boys, it was not enough. Tragically, let's try to run it back for one more season and see if we can maybe do something here, because I really think that this team has the potential to win the championship in all honesty. But we're going to have to see what we can do. As you can see, Cassius Winston finally getting some tick, which I do like, because he's been progressing obviously really well in this sim off the bench. Definitely got to show him some love. He's like a 79 or 80 overall now. So send our young guys to the G League as always, and let's get into it. So here we are, another MVP season for Luka, man, just on an absolute tear in this sim, going crazy. Looking at the All-NBA teams, do we have any of our Wizards? And we do actually have Cade Cunningham sitting there on the All-NBA third team. First appearance for a Wizard in this entire rebuild. And we come in as the #1 seed with 58 wins, leading the Eastern Conference. 27.7 points per game for Brad Beal, 23.1 for Cade, and Deni starting to get up there as well, 17 points per game. You love to see the progression. Looking at our rotations here, Deni's now up to an 85 overall, and this team definitely has potential to potentially win the championship here, boys. First round, we are up against a Knicks team that has RJ Barrett and Jalen Green. And if I know anything about these sims, Jalen Green is always an absolute bucket and could drop over 50 points at any time. So we got to keep an eye on that. As we go to Game 7 in this first round matchup against the 8th seeded New York Knicks, which you don't like to do at all. But we do end up taking it, thankfully, not getting bounced. 29 there from Beal and 28 there from Cade, and Jaden Springer putting up another 26. So huge games there. Second round matchup here up against the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously gave us some troubles earlier in the sim, and hopefully we don't have those same troubles here as our team has progressed and gotten a little bit older. And it's looking good as we find ourselves up 3-1 in the sim. But hold up, they just came back from a 3-0 deficit, getting 3 straight games. Hopping into Simcast here, boys. Can we please just get this? And we do. We win by 12. Roy dropping 23, 22 from Brad Beal. Thankfully, we do not blow a 3-0 lead. Eastern Conference Finals here up against the Detroit Pistons yet again. Killian Hayes and Amani Bates. Let's see if we can do it or if we're going to get upset here as well. Down 3-1 in the series, and we're going to hop into Simcast as always. And let's see how these games go. And so we do end up clawing back and getting a game there. Bradley Beal and Cassius Winston both having huge games, despite Amani Bates dropping almost 40 points in that game. Can we push this to another game here, boys? And it's looking good again as we beat them 119-97 with a pretty good game there from Brad Beal and Cade. This is Game 7 here now, boys. This is where it all matters. Can we clutch up here? And it's looking good as we beat them 116-86. Huge game there from Cade to negate the big game from Amani Bates. Finals here. We are up against the Denver Nuggets, and can we get an NBA championship here in 2024? And we get 4-0 swept by Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, despite some great games by our guys, boys. That's where we're going to call it quits for this sim. We could not get an NBA championship. We got to the finals twice, but got bounced in both of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of us at least trying to turn around this Wizards team and bring them from a 21-win team to going to the championship twice. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. Peace. Bean out.